Second. Shit. Messed up my Insta, so I can't see with the sun out here.
Yeah, just said it ended.
It's doing something weird. Hang on. Yeah, something happened to mine. Sorry, guys. A little technical difficulty with my Instagram today. It says it ended, so I powered off to get it refired back up. See if we can make this happen. Sebastian, why don't we go over here as I'm waiting for my ends to show the cars over here. And I'll do some talking as I'm waiting for this to go around. To go ahead and do a walk around, Sebastian. So we've got 3 cars here in Charlotte. They'll be heading out of Charlotte this evening, heading towards the west. These cars have 99.999% of all the changes done to them. Engines, nickel seal, turbos, seat belts, spindles, springs. The list goes on and on. There was hundreds of changes after the Sand Sports and things that we had to do to get these things right. And what I mean right is safe, reliable, and also not take away any performance at the same time. Sebastian's doing a walk around over on the Facebook channel, and I've got my Instagram about ready to go live again. So you might hear a restart here as I go live. Going live now. All right, so we are live here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I know a lot of people have been asking for updates. We have been head down, not working only on these cars, but implementing all the changes here, plus with suppliers on every small detail. You know, we left Sand Sports and told everybody we had, some 300 checklist items, and these cars now have had those items addressed, from clutches to all kinds of small details, as well as state of North Carolina has made these street legal now. So all these cars have been running miles up and down the highway here, doing a whole bunch of testing, just working through the processes. This car here is full of data stuff as well. Honestly, look like we have heart monitors on all of our cars. And you will not see a lot of these pieces on your production car because it's for us for our testing, doing our data and gathering information from radiators to coolant lines to oil tanks to oil coolers to every small little detail you can think of have been addressed. And if you look here, we got the rear bumper now on for consumers to see that. This car is pretty much outfitted with all of the a lot of accessory items on it. Seats, seat belts, light bars, windshields, front bumpers. It's even the small things like 8L clamps down here on the spindles. It's been a bunch of things because obviously you see this one has a little bit of tape over it where it's wore the sheathing off it. So we knew we needed to do something there, which now we have a gap between there and it's held at all times. This one here's got one as well. Just like I said, it's all the small details. It's not big stuff. It's reliability things. All the updates to the shocks have been done. Had a pretty cool comparison over here that I can give you guys. I don't know if my camera does it justice, but the one on the right was a shock that was made by Fox. This had basically a second can in the top. It was a 2-stage shock. Shock on the left is a production speed UTV shock. I hear from a lot of people, why is the car so expensive? Perfect example on this car alone with a production car, you're going to get, $2,000 shock per corner. So you got an extra $8,000 to $9,000 in shocks and springs versus a basic damper that's on a car. So $8,000 more. If you were to go purchase those shocks, they're going to be about $2,200 each without springs. Then you come around and look at tires and wheels and all the small details that have been addressed on fit and finish. Shifting has been one of the really things we focused on lately, and getting a sequential shifter to actually work. I'll show you over here on the dash. It's loaded right there, but literally you can pull it with your fingers and up and down through the shifter, and bang, bang, bang. 3-speed sequential. Overdrive has been working. It's been pretty nice. About 70 miles an hour on the highway at about 6,800 RPM. So just cruising along. That brings our belt temperature down as we're on like liaison sections, ripping up and down the Baja Peninsula. You can, click it into overdrive and just cruise the highway. And that's been a feature that we've all needed in the UTV side because they make so much RPM, which is where they make their power with a CVT. We needed an overdrive, and we are the first to the industry with the overdrive and a 3-speed sequential that you can shift on the fly. Production oil tanks. I mean, it looks like something that you would have on a full-blown IndyCar, NASCAR, Stadium Super Truck, Trophy Truck. So these are dry sumped engines. That is the production oil tank. That has been the production oil tank for a long time. But as we learned with the oil tank, we did have to make some small internal changes to be able to get the flow that we want. It does have the filter on the outside, as we suggested before. So if you do get in there and you get in the cap and drop a couple pieces of pebbles in there, that's already been there and been thought about for you. Plumbing has been changed a lot since the beginning, and it's all based on pressures and flow, and same thing with water flow on the engine. We've optimized the cylinder head temperature. The last few months of testing, as you've seen us on Tony's dyno, pretty much nonstop on that, which has been pretty cool. And so we're back to the desert again. Final on these cars, as well as more cars are showing up, which we're pretty cool, pretty excited about. There's 50 of them in the process currently as we speak, and then assembly line runs. So going to have some happy customers here in the very near future. I know people said get it done. Got to be honest, I can't just get it done and deliver it to you and know that you're going to have failures. It's not our personality. It's not our reputation. Perfection is what we're after, and that's what our customers are going to get at Speed UTV. They're going to get a safe and reliable car. I will have videos next week of testing. We'll try to do something every day. Like I said, these are going to be out putting a bunch of miles on. So if you happen to see us over in the Arizona area, stop in, check them out. We have no problem to show you what we're doing. We're on a plan. We're on a test plan. We'll be focused on our test plan, but obviously the engineers and the staff is there to answer questions for customers. We told you a few days ago that we would be ready to run assembly line. We are still shooting for the first of the month of April. It's kind of in our timeline of where we said we would be, and that's when assembly line will happen, and we'll be running with all updates. The first cars, the first 50, have already been in the process, but I'm talking real assembly line. The 50 cars is a fit and finish program. Dress doors, seats, seat belts, everything you can think of. The seat belts, people at Sand Sports that saw those, that was a 3-month process to get different seat belts here. And Daniel, why don't you come plug the seat belts in, and we'll just kind of talk about just the seat belt itself and what it's processed. We moved the seat belts over to our black chrome, very similar to the Speed Tools. And why don't you grab that lever and just kind of show how easy they come in and out now. Clips right in. So these are 5-point harnesses, like you would see in a full-blown trophy truck, with quality products. And Daniel's going to go show you how easy they disconnect. Bang, instantly disconnect. So more things that that have been changed since Sandsports, and part of the process. Heat exchangers have been changed. There's been a ton of stuff as we've been running. Mufflers, exhaust, pretty much all that stuff. We're stuck with. That's the stuff that we've run through CARB EPA many months ago. So unfortunately, we couldn't do any changes there. Everything in that process was stuck, and we were done with it. There you go. Here's one with a CVT cover on it. For the people that haven't seen the CVT cover, it is an aluminum CVT cover, and it is cooled. It has basically a tunnel down through the thing. Bearings on the outside. All these wires hanging out here, this is just data wires for us. Every car that we run all the time, doesn't matter where it goes, we're gathering data. We're learning and working on all of our reliability things. As you can see, this car's got the heat shield installed up under the bed now. There's all kinds of small details that weren't on these cars at Sandsports, even though they looked similar. Hundreds of items. What is the plan for the first 50 cars? 10 of those will get run and final, and the other 50 will be customer cars. That is our game plan. Provided they're clean enough, those are going to be customer cars. So I would say somewhere between 30 and 40 of the first 50 will be production cars. Daniel, how tall are you? 6'3". When you stand up next to it, I saw some pictures of the new Polaris, and I think the guy said he was 6'3" and it was taller than him. As you see, Daniel standing here, we're less than 6'3", and we are 77 inches wide instead of 72 inches wide. Daniel's been the chief engineer on the project. You guys have seen a lot of him throughout the build process, but he's a big boy, and been doing some mashing. What's that, bud?
You're still that height with 15 or 16 inches of ground clearance.
Yeah, so we're like Daniel said, we are still what are we? I think we're 72 inches or something like that is what height was, and I think this car's sitting here at 17 inches of ground clearance at ride height without people in it. We're focused on 15 inches with people in it. These cars run, Daniel?
Absolutely.
You want to take that one for a little cruise?
Doing laps out here, this one here?
I got shocks over here, so just turn left, okay? Is there a warm-up process, Daniel?
Yeah, so because this is a performance motor, we have all our bearing tolerances really tight. So you're definitely going to want to wait for your water and oil temp to get up to around 170, 180 before you really hammer on it.
So hang tight for a second. Just going to do a little walk around. They're nice and quiet, as you can see. We can talk as we're filming. You can still probably hear me. Daniel and myself, we've been focused on making sure it's quiet and not too loud. I know a lot of customers have requested that. This kind of shows, I'm going to come up in here a little bit, and the CVT, not the CVT, the Serpentine belt is under that black cover right there. So Serpentine belt's in there, shows you the belt direction. It is, and it was, the first UTV to market with hydraulic power steering, alternator exposed, so you can put on all the accessories and stuff that you want. All right, I'll take it for a little rip. Here, let me show me the gears.
Yeah, so I'm in second
Okay,
already.
put it in second gear to take off.
Yeah.
All right. You're hearing a little bit of CV click there. That is normal. So I want to make sure everybody understands that the CV click is normal. So we don't have a lot of oil pressure in these things right now, so he's got to watch his temperature. Has some body roll, but as you see, the J-turn test is no problem. We've already been playing with that, no problem whatsoever with the J-turn because of the width of it. It's a 30-mile-an-hour left-hand turn. It doesn't pick up any tires. The heater option is not available yet, but it will be an easy plug and play. I'll walk over here and I'll kind of show you the heater thing one more time and how that works. But the heater will work off of the power steering fluid because we've already got power steering fluid up front at the vehicle. And if you look at these ducts right here, built into the front grille is a ductwork, and that is so that we take the cleanest air. So right here is a Macaduct, we call it, in the racing industry. Comes in through there. It'll run into that hose right there. It'll run up and grab the power steering lines and be up in that box area right there. And then it plugs in to these dash plates. So these dash plates are removable. That one there, we put some extra gauges in it, but that is a removable dash gauge right there. Pops in and out, and then over here as well.
Secondary screen too on this one.
And this car has, like Janet said, has a secondary screen inside this.
Folds down and full access.
But yes, the heater option will be available, and the car was designed for it from the get-go. All right, I know you guys want more. We'll continue to give more. Next week will be a big week. We'll show you videos testing. We'll bring you up to speed on where we're at and keep you advised on production. But as I said, we are looking as production in April, starting that first week, and a bunch of these things have been addressed. So thank you guys. Thanks for your support. And the ones that supported us from the beginning and believed in us, we wouldn't be able to do it without you. So thank you. And it's been a big process. As you see, the racing has come to a halt. I told you guys I would do that until the cars hit the production assembly line. And so that means we will fire back SST up at Long Beach that second week of April. But cars will be running. We're kind of done with what we need to do. Just want to do a little more evaluation, a little more testing, make sure all of our second and third generation stuff is up. Have a great day. It's a beautiful day out here in Charlotte. Westbound and down.